Here we go. We're live. Okay, yay. Well, I'm so excited to do this today because I've had this conversation with Henny for a while, and here we are. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited for today's conversation because this one has that is one that so many women need to hear, but it's rarely talked about. So if you're a high achieving mom, juggling work, business, family, and life, and you're pushing through exhaustion, pain, or discomfort thinking it's part of motherhood, today's episode is really for you. And I'm really happy I have Henny here. She's a physical therapist, a pelvic health coach who's helped busy women break free from chronic pain, postpartum, core issues, and pelvic health challenges so they can move, live, and thrive with resilience. This is a real honest conversation about body, motherhood, and reclaiming your power, not pushing through at your own expense. Henny, thank you so much for being here.
So Jennifer, thank you so much for having me here. Like I've been waiting to do this with you for a long time, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share the message that I have in this book. And thank you again for having me as part of this book, Mom Rise and Thrive. It matches perfectly to what I do and who I am.
Absolutely. And I'm so grateful that you were a part of this book. We'll be talking about Henny's story a little bit deeper in today's episode. And I just can't wait for her to share more about these challenges. Personally, I am a mom. Henny's a mom. I have a 2 and a 5-year-old. So I think it's the perfect timing for me to have this conversation as well. So I'm asking real honest questions from my own questions that I have for Henny. So,
Yeah, so I'm a mom. My son is turning 12 this year. My daughter also turning 6. I'm a mom of two. I have been through what Jennifer is going through, so I'm also very excited to be interviewed by Jennifer.
yay. Yes, and I think that's what makes it even better, right? That you are a mom yourself, because a lot of practitioners will be preaching things that they never truly experienced themselves, right? There's a lot of males in the industry. And so I'm really happy that you're doing this. And for anyone who's new to your work, can you share a little bit about who you are and how you became so passionate about pelvic health and supporting working moms?
Yeah, so I've been a physical therapist for 15 years now. When I first started, I knew nothing about pelvic health or knew nothing about women's health because at that time I was still in my 20s. And until when I was pregnant, actually a year before I was pregnant with my son, I got trained as a pelvic floor physical therapist at BC Women's Hospital. That was back in 2013, 13 years ago. And I cannot believe I got pregnant shortly after I took the training. And I was actually the first patient to receive what I have trained for. And since then, I become really passionate about this topic and this area because I received the training and I was the first patient to apply this knowledge in my own body. And during my first postpartum recovery period, I have been through a lot. I thought I was young. I thought I didn't need rehab, but that was totally not true. And I had to go through like sleepless night, exhaustion, and left back pain that was triggered and since I was pregnant with my son, and I found out that was actually related to my past childhood trauma. So that really bought like triggered everything, like my own pain and difficulties had really turned into my passion for for my work. And so then I have been through 5 years of postpartum recovery for my first child, and I didn't expect that I would have a second child. And 5 years later, and my daughter, I was pregnant with my daughter, and to me that was a miracle. uh, yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, so but even for my second pregnancy, I have been through a lot of also hormonal issues. And as I share with Jen, the picture that when I was pregnant with my second child, and yeah, so people see that, oh, you are a different person, and you have so much swelling, so much weight on your body, and and people are curious how I lost all that weight after my second pregnancy. But that is not actually a beautiful picture as what people imagine. I have been through a lot of pain, a lot of difficulty, and a lot of, you know, what all the moms had experienced. And but what was different was I put this pain and I package it into what I'm serving, what I'm giving away for to other women. And also my story is part of this book, and which is also the reason why I'm interviewed by Jen today.
Oh, yes, you did such a great job on that. Thank you so much for sharing your story in more depth. And everybody, if you're feeling aligned with what Henny is sharing and the pregnancy, the pain, all the things, postpartum too, right? That's a big deal as well. And like, you're definitely free to grab a copy from Henny herself or from us on our website. I'll share all the links, but um, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for sharing that, Henny. And I do have some questions that I wanted to ask on that topic.
Yeah,
Um,
anytime.
what are some commonly told things that women are told that actually isn't true, like postpartum and, while pregnant?
Yeah, so one thing I really want to talk about is returning to pre-pregnancy weight and also the self-image. So that is 100% misleading from all what we hear outside and the pressure from the society, because we are being like stressed by a lot of messages out there that we have to be back to our normal pre-pregnancy way right away, and we have to do a lot of postnatal heavy training, or like we have to train ourselves as soon as we have delivered the baby. But that's really not true. So the number one thing we need to do is to honor our body. Doesn't matter what we are, how much we weigh, and how we look. We number one thing we need is to honor our body first, and to really treat ourselves with love and care. So that is number one thing not true. Don't go back to the gym tomorrow, the next day after you have given birth. Yeah. So number one is to look after your nervous system, and to make sure you're well nourished, and make sure you have plenty of sleep and rest, and make sure that your
Well,
inner core is built before you go back to the gym.
I'm really happy with that advice that you shared because even for me personally, I was definitely like went straight back into everything right after pregnancy. I was like, I was over being pregnant. So I was just ready to go back to the gym and do all the things. And that kind of delays your recovery a little bit, right?
Yeah, so but you are not the only one. We want fast, we want quick recovery, but a lot of the time we need that bridge. And many patient comes to me at the clinic and ask, "Oh, I've been doing this all along. I've been doing crunches. I've been doing this training all along. How come you are telling me I can't do it?" But it's actually not that they cannot do it, but they are just missing a bridge. They just have to
Hmm.
have that bridge to help support them to back to their regular routine. Without that bridge, you're just at a higher risk of hurting yourself, or have a higher risk of not having a good recovery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then one thing you talked about was that it's what is really important is for you to regulate your nervous system, especially after all those hormonal shifts, right?
Hmm.
That can really take some. take some practice to do. And it's helpful to have someone like you, right? You're helping women with system regulation and stuff. Right before we hopped on this broadcast, I was telling Henny that I myself had been struggling with my cortisol. I feel like my cortisol has been too high, and I think that's part of nervous system regulation, right? And in turn, I felt like my recovery and my progress at the gym and all of the things and my body goals like weren't really going very far, and it was because of that. I was feeling burnt out. I was doing too much, and I wasn't really taking the time to really truly regulate my nervous system.
Yeah, but don't feel that you are alone. Like I have also been through it. I also want to go back to my pre-pregnancy weight as ASAP, right? So and I have also been through that training or going to the gym and like really going doing all this up training, and then I also had to learn it the hard way. Even though okay, on the book it says oh you need to do this, you need to do this, but in reality, everybody would make that mistakes of going to train themselves too quickly, too soon. But we just have to honor and listen to our body, and everyone is different.
I love
So
that you say that, honor and listen to your body, because that's another thing I was not very good at. If I had any sort of pain anywhere, I was very good at ignoring it. So much I wouldn't even know how to describe the pain, you know?
yeah, yeah, and I totally understand because as a working mom who give, because I have a profession that I have to give a lot because I care. Like my job is to care for other people,
Mhm.
and at home my job is also to care for my kids. So basically at work I give and at home I also give. So
Mhm.
that really left me with very little, especially during my early postpartum like when I first returned to work after my maternity leave. So that also is the most challenging time that I had. um, and not to mention that we all are facing some like relationship issues like no and of issues within the family, like we have to balance out a lot of things
Mhm.
because life and that's life, right? So life will continue to go on and with different issues that we have to
Yeah,
face.
it can be a lot, right? That's why
Yeah,
we struggle with our pelvic health and our nervous system and all the things. It makes sense. So it's really helpful to have a coach or somebody that's on your side and can really listen and support and provide some of the skills and resources that can really help you normalize that. Speaking of that, actually, my question is, what are some things that get normalized too often for women?
uh, so a lot of women they hide their feelings or they hide their needs. So and a lot of women they want to present themselves as strong, and that reminds me a book that I read also in the past that we are presenting too much muscular energy like men's
I was
energy.
definitely very masculine.
Yeah. So, but what I also learned is the feminine energy. So it is really our feminine energy that we have to increase and raise and to change and shine the light around the world. So yeah, so people, it's just the society, how the society is giving us a lot of pressure to be tough and to be strong and to because we are, yes, we're women but we're not like we have to do a lot both outside of the home and inside of the home, and we just have to find the right energy to manage, and instead of masculine energy we need that feminine energy.
I'm so
So
glad you say
yeah.
that because, yeah, I have definitely felt like the last several years, especially, since I was in school and then I graduated and then I started a business. And I felt like the entire time I was in doing mode. And I felt like I was very masculine because I have a test. next week I don't have time to cry, you know? I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
study. So I like really didn't take the time to really acknowledge how I felt because I was always pushing, pushing, pushing to the next thing, right? To the next achievement, to the next goal, to the next sale, to the next taking care of everyone, like you said. And it put me in that very like masculine and I didn't realize it till this last year that I felt really burnt out. And that's when I was like,
Mm,
you know what?
mm.
Like something needs to change and I want to go back to being very feminine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's also what I have learned is to really rediscover our feminine energy, and again,
Yes.
that's how I got really interested in public health and women's health. It was also exactly what you described, the burnout, and also the high cortisol and the masculine energy that is overriding everything. So it really need that balance, and yeah, and really, and women needs the right energy in order to shine.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think it's so important. I'm so glad that you made it your focus to help women and really tune into their bodies, to their femininity, and just really take care of their health because that's really what's going to support all their actual goals, right? And being able to take care of everyone and run their business and work and everything. So, I want to ask, what are some common signs that a woman's public health or core needs support, even if she hasn't recently given birth? Like for me, like I said, I gave birth 2 years ago, but I'm just recently regulating my cortisol.
Yeah, because during the early postpartum period, I remember for me, I often get up in the middle of the night many times to check my baby, also breastfeeding, pumping, everything. So without proper sleep, then my
Oh, yes,
our hormone nervous system,
exactly.
everything is out of whack. And I have been through that stage too. And I had to really slow down and give myself that time to heal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so very, very important. And one thing that I want to say is really postpartum is messy. But healing is possible, but it's not an overnight thing. Yeah. So exactly like how you build your business is you won't have a business tomorrow. It takes time. And we have to treat our body as a newborn baby too, as much as how you treat your newborn babies and also your baby business. So our body, our health, especially postpartum, we are new mom and we are also a baby. But during that early postpartum, we cannot because the focus is the little baby. But sometimes we just have to honor. Sometimes it's just mindset. Yes, we don't have the time. We only have like very little time for ourselves, but it is the mindset that change everything.
Yeah.
You take 2 minutes here and there, or 5 minutes here and there, and just to develop your gratitude, positive thinking, that will also change internally to support your
Yeah.
hormones and support healing. It's a small daily habits and consistent daily habit that remodels everything.
Yes. I'm really glad that you're talking about those mindset shifts having to do a lot with your health and your progress, especially postpartum, right? And I love that your work is about empowerment, not just fixing symptoms. How do you help women reconnect with their bodies instead of feeling frustrated or broken by them?
Yeah, so I have to bust out a lot of myth about their mindset, their thoughts first, because a lot of women come to me. They want quick fix. They want something that could be changed overnight, and they want they just want something easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but one thing that I have to tell them is it is really your mind again mindset, and what we have to change is a mindset, and it is not about time, it is not about how fast we heal, it's not about how fast we build muscles, it's not about how fast we can get out of this exhaustion. It is about the present moment, how you raise up yourself, like how you honor your body, that present moment. And if you
Yes.
continue to do that, then and if you believe in yourself, and
Yes.
you're already becoming that person you want to be.
You're saying all the things. I'm so happy you're saying this. Like, so what does it actually look like when women stop ignoring their bodies and start supporting them properly in the present moment, right? What becomes possible?
Yeah, so um everything starts from within. So you also develop your so first is you downgrade your nervous system instead of being constantly on the go or constantly in this fight or flight mode. You are really developing your nervous system and to calm down into a more like safety, like you just acknowledge that this is safe and this is okay, and you remove that mom guilt of prioritizing yourself first, just telling yourself this is okay, and really to go deep into the self-awareness to know what exactly you are missing in your in your life, and really look into your pelvic wellness circle that I was sharing here, to really go into every area, the 12 dimension, every aspect of your health, to identify what is missing and to actively look at that part of life and to make improvement in that part of life
Yeah.
in order to
And
get
that
better.
could be a process, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it was definitely a process for me. Like when you mentioned the sleep part, first I had to make sure I was getting enough rest, all the things. And then from there, I was like, wait, something's still missing. Now it's my business. Now it's my friendships. Now it's my relationships, you know? So it definitely was a process. And that's kind of like you were saying, the wheel, right? And I think that's why it's so important to have a coach. And like I said, have somebody by your side, like Henny, that could really guide you and has been through it themselves. And not only is a coach, but also has all the understanding of the woman's health and everything that you need to really navigate the changes moving forward. Because I know I went through a lot of those changes and it was a lot for me to deal, but having the coaching and the support and having Henny, right? Like that makes me feel really good, like having those resources. And for women who are resonating with this and thinking, I need more support, how can they learn from you or take the next step?
Yeah, so I am always open to picking up a call if you are like if you just feel like you want to connect, you can just connect with me. You can get my booking link. You can visit my website. It's pelvichealthcoaching.com. Just go in and click the button, let's chat. Or if you feel like, oh, you're not ready to chat with me yet, but you wanted to learn more, I have free training. I have free 5-day challenge that you can join, and I also offer some free books that like I have a free starter kit and also a free handbook for postpartum and pelvic health that I am sharing with all women out there. Yeah. So, but if you have other questions and if you feel like, oh, you're ready to jump on a one-on-one call with me, anytime. My link is always there for you.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that you are available and you have lots of resources, and women are never gonna like feel lost if they have you around their corner, right? You have your website, your socials, all those resources, and you got the book now too for inspiration.
Yeah, yeah, and this book too, and together with all other women, yeah, that contribute to this book. Yeah, so it's amazing
Moms Rise
resource
and
for
Thrive.
resource for mom. Yeah,
hmm Oh, thank you so much, Henny. And of course, the book is available for purchase, Moms Rise and Thrive. You can get a copy from Henny and learn more about her story. And of course, we're here and we're ready to make things happen, right? I'm ready to make things happen. I'm going to continue this conversation with Henny myself. But
I'm glad that you're interested in this. Definitely, Strong pelvic health builds a strong foundation for life, and strong pelvic health starts from really loving ourselves first and
Yes, I
prioritizing
agree.
ourselves. Yeah.
It's what we were talking about earlier, like setting those standards and those boundaries. Well, Henny, thank you so much for this conversation. I truly believe pelvic health is a foundational piece of women thriving, not just surviving. And I'm so grateful for the work that you're doing. And for everyone listening, if this episode resonated with you, I want you to know your body isn't failing you, it's communicating with you. Well, have Henny's links to show them in the show notes, and please share this episode with another mom who needs to hear this today. And thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for having me, Jen. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.